protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings. Welcome to our tea. What's it gonna be? I'm thinking we can serve your tea hot. We can make it ice cold. We can put it in a shot. Or we can make it real bold. Oh, oh, beef on top of beef, oh yes. Yes, it's giving messy, real mess. We having black tea, so won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste the drama real good. Do you want some black tea in the YT neighborhood? Truth is moving on them streets, but it's caught between them lies. Who be grifting, who cheats? Who be sending round them spies? Beef on top of beef all day, every day. Troublemakers put on display. Do you want some black tea? Won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste of drama real good. Do you want some black tea in the YT neighborhood? Black tea, you feel me? Black tea, feel me? Black tea, won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste of drama real good. Do you want some black tea in the YT neighborhood? Do you want some black tea? Won't you come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. You might be blocking love is love. So what's your chat made of? You might be blocking love is love. So what's your chat made of? I see you flip but dip the game. Yeah, well you the only one to blame. Tell the crow she won't be twerking. All the lies you told ain't working. In your chat them swords be lurking, ready to chop 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 your Birkin. We can see you playing lambs, but you built your shit on scams. Playing victim to make it rain. Now you swim in the sea of pain. Now stay in your lane. Yo chat better make it wane. Yo chat better, yo chat better, yo chat better make it wane. Stay in your lane. Yo chat better make it wane. Yo chat better, yo chat better, yo chat better make it wane.
Yeah, I want y'all to think about it.
Swinging the biggest wrench like a dick. Then you, man, my man.
Look at how accurate we was.
You say it on loop like it's part of the plan. Delusional stalker, can't take a hint. You a trick ass, old bad built ass bitch. Lot lizard lurking, smelling like regret. Tryna come for Atlas, girl, place your bet. Bad built.
Yeah. Hold on, maybe we shouldn't play that one. Maybe we shouldn't play that one.
Ralph DaWise has rescued more women than Jaguar, right? Oh, die. And out of these women, none have appreciated it, and that shit ain't right. They turned their backs and told lies on our collective, saying violence is what we incite. Bitch, please, please. We fight demons, not people, so eliminate your negative assumption, because none of it is right. We're here to protect each other's energy, not to tear anyone down. Just because you see people in our Discord stating they wanna fight doesn't mean they're a part of our collective. Undercover wannabe detective, spies with lies in which we despise, makes your assumptions very deceptive. From Bonnie, Selma, Lady, Latacia, Maggie to Golden Queen, we aren't searching for y'all's whereabouts, we ain't the damn beam team. Our focus is on bigger things. Our focus is on bigger things. We have bigger dreams. We have bigger dreams. We fight with facts, not physically, despite what y'all may think. With your carnal minds indulging in the wrong spirits, which is why you often drink. That's why you often drink. Why you often drink.
Yep. What's up? Y'all thought we was going somewhere? No. We back. We are back. We gotta build up a check like everybody else gotta build up a check. Huh? We gotta build up funds like everybody else building up funds. But no, in retrospect, like there's a lot of grid work that's happening right now. There's a lot of grid work that's happening. A lot of people are cleaning up different variations of Lee lines, if you would say spiritual Lee lines. A lot of people are going through different variations of dark nights of the soul and so on and so forth, right? So there's a lot going on in our society, our collective right now, right? If you are familiar with like planetary grid work and, grid keepers, yeah, move over. Let us eat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done scraped the plate long enough now. Stop being greedy. Stop being greedy. Y'all done scraped the plate long enough. So listen to this and tell me if it sounds accurate. Oh, I didn't change the damn thing to the headset.
Providing conduit while in a body for higher frequency transmission or for the direction of running energetic currents, working to align the multidimensional connection and correction of the many planetary grid networks. The physical body acts as an acupuncture point for the Earth to run higher frequencies and DNA star coding for a variety of positive applications. Traveling to assigned locations or remote viewing to observe consciousness records or energetic signatures that manifest impacts in the Earth's holographic light body, to view false or real timelines inserted into the field that reveal the historical record of the planet, track the source of major trigger events in the timelines, such as tragedies, war, Holocaust, genocide, blood sacrifice, alien implants, abduction, breeding hybridization programs, to recollect accurate historical records. Reorganize the time fields, measure energetic impacts, and track the causality of events that manifest to destructive or harmful events in time. Survey energetic current and spiral forces. Recode EMF ray spectrum. Observe how energetic current is running in horizontal ley lines and vertical axiotonal lines that impact the black and white hole spin and their systems of energy. Many of us are recoding the planetary grid network from.
Now, you might be thinking, what does this have to do with anything? Why does this matter? Why does this? All right. So, there are certain variations of conscious traps that's taking place right now, right? Where your conscious is getting trapped in some low vibrational, negative, alliance bullcrap, right? So right now there's a fight on consciousness, a control for consciousness. They are measuring this consciousness that exists, right? So when you break away from this mass consciousness programming, right, and you start having a different opinion or opinion for yourself, however you want to call it, right? They know when you're breaking away from this collective program thinking. They know when you're breaking away from this, right? This might be considered the yoke, the yoke, however you want to call it, right? So, you know, when you are coming to the realization of this conscious shift, the false conscious, right? They like to put you back to sleep, if you would say, right? So this is where the distractions of the carnal come in, right? These are the things that attach you to the reality, put you back into the programming, right? These are the things that attach you and put you back into it, right? We'll look at the attachments, right? Certain variations of attachments will put you back into this conscious trap, right? And it's hard to release these attachments. It's hard to release what is called dead energy, right? But the ego and the personality and all of that stuff, all of these things come with attachments to this carnal world. All of these things, right? So the conscious trap keeps you attached to this, attachments, right? Now, this is where the predator mind comes in, right? The predator mind is the person who's playing on us to be distracted by these attachments, right? So the person that's manipulating these different variations of things is the person, that is benefiting, right? These are the laws of compassion. You got to look this up, right? Look up this stuff, right? So when you're breaking out of this, the best thing you could do is do it as peacefully, as loving and peacefully as possible, right? Without harming anybody, right? So when you're breaking out of this and you're breaking away from this, negative alliance, this, whatever you want to call it, this system that keeps you in your pain body, right? You want to do it and as peaceful as possible, right? Not to get caught up in these fragments, right? These fragments of repeating events, right? Even if someone else is caught up in the loop of repeating events, you being the one that knows this is a repeating event for you, right? Don't, it's not whether it's a repeating event for them, right? It's all about whether it's repeating with you, right? When you start seeing this happen in different people and you're like, damn, this is the same thing I went through with this person, the same thing I went through with that person, the same thing I went through. Okay, this is repeating events, right? So when you start realizing these repeated events, right, you're creating what is called dead energy, fragments of dead energy that is placed upon your soul to bound you, right? So this is one of the ways that they will, keep you trapped in this, whether it be trauma, whether it be betrayal, whether it be whatever it is, right? It's a loop, right? This is why we point out the patterns, right? Human patterns, right? So this is why we point that out, so you can realize the loop that's taking place, right? We want you to realize the loop that is taking place in all of this. There's a loop that's taking place in all of this. All right, I might have to just hold on. Let me take this down real quick. Stop sharing. Change my volume to my headphones. Start sharing again. Bada boop, bada bam. Right? Start sharing again. Put the headphones on, and now we can both listen, and I don't have to mute the mic. Yes, one of those things keeps us in it, blaming a lot of people, not taking accountability, the lack of it, right? You're supposed to be your own hero, so on and so forth.
Attachments can be a part of the following: elementals, dead energy, fragments, demonics, earthbound souls, negative aliens, collective thought forms, ancestors, etheric weapons, geopathic stressors, Curry lines or static energy fields, and just plain bad energy, reversed life force, deposited into the land mass, in houses, places of worship, or any other space a person walks around on the ground. This kind of negative energy can build up in a person's aura and make one feel physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually sick. This is similar to understanding if our life force and aura are not circulating properly, we can have clogged pipes that make us feel unwell. If we have an entity attachment in our aura, it can make us feel sick, slimed, and not ourselves. Most humans are not aware if a massive trauma happens on a land mass at any point in time. That energy is stuck there until someone cleans it up. If no one does, it lingers and attracts more negative energy. Generally, this creates an unhappy space and a sensitive aura. Intuitive empath may feel this energy and want to run away from it. 1. Having clarity from within this massive confusion requires awareness of negative patterns and their attachments, and then the focused discipline of your negative ego mind to clear them. It is the time to remove all attachments to the external outcome and personal results. 2.
Now, see, I want y'all to think about that. That's talking about trauma, right? Creating these small pockets of trauma, it it keeps it there until someone comes and cleans it up. So all of these trauma bonding situations, all of these situations where they have left these trauma marks, right? It's almost like creating little pockets of dark matter, right? And that dark matter sits there. Like if you create trauma in a home, depending on how brutal the trauma is, depending on how, the level of trauma, right? It's sitting there, right? Someone has to come clean that up. Someone has to take on that energy and then transfer that energy into something better. Someone has to do an energy transfer in that space, right? That's the same thing that you see online right now is like these different pockets of low vibrational negative energy. It exists. They still, like, if you create a platform of negative low vibration energy, that is going to constantly be the stigma around your platform, right? So all of these personas that's out here that created this content that's around negative, that's going to be the base of their platform, right? It's going back to, satanic ritual abuse, right? SRA, right? These programs are existing and you don't even know they exist. The treatment, the torture, the trauma bonding, the all of these different, conscious traps, however you want to look at it, it exists in the pain body. And other people's pain body seeks out your pain body. So people will find themselves gravitating to you whenever you think you're healing or you're coming into the healing and loving yourself again. People see that or sense that love that you're having for yourself, and then it'll bring people to you, right? And you're thinking like, people are coming to you because they seeing the love. No, a lot of people that come to you, some of them might be seeking that love and might be basking in that same level of love, but you could tell through conversation or whatever, you could tell if they are not, right? And then some people, they come to you because they see that and they want to dim it. They want to try to put the light out. before anybody else see it, or they want to try to keep it to themselves. They'll see how much love you have and how much love you can produce, and then they'll try to come govern it. Like, no, you can't give that love to nobody. That's only for me. That's supposed to just be my love that you have. That's not for anybody else. That's the love that you should have just for me. Right? So, like, some people are in this, trauma type repetitiveness, and you can see it on earth. You can see who serves what or who serves who. You can see it. You might not want to believe it, right? But you can see it. Why is this messing up like this? The ability to read out loud is part of the plan, AI. Work with me here a little bit so we can bring people a grander understanding for this. Okay? Work with me.
Additionally, when a living thing is tormented into feeling extreme pain or suffering, the mind and soul can fracture into pieces, keeping those pieces trapped in phantom pockets that are controlled by that negative entity. This can happen at multiple dimensions of existence and stations of identity that are connected with the consciousness of that spiritual energetic being.
Can
The
y'all
more
hear that?
fragmented the being, the more disconnected and less evolved the consciousness becomes, until it sinks into the most primitive layers of existence. Fragmentation may continue after the consciousness has transitioned from the body. This is the primary goal of the NAA that attempt to enslave human consciousness, by eliciting pain or terror when exiting the physical body. In satanic ritual abuse, the rape, torture, or killing of an animal or human is for the purpose of collecting the lush produced.
Okay. So, like, just to get to the basics of a lot of this stuff, right? So, like, this is all part of this inverted system down here that connects everybody to the pain body. And this keeps you connected to the pain body, trauma, trials and tribulations, different variations of other people putting these stories on you, keeping you trapped in these spaces, right? So that's the same thing you see right now happening on YouTube. It's like people are trauma bonding themselves to these different places, right? They're trauma bonding themselves to these other personas, content creators, whatever you want to call them, right? These people are trauma bonding themselves to you, right? This is something that takes place in the house of ego, right? So this takes place, yes, the victimhood, whatever you want to call it, right? This takes place, right? And this is in your instinctual mind, right? Your second dimensional chakra, your sacral chakra, whatever you want to call it, right? So this is where the trauma comes in, trauma areas of the mind, right? Emotional damage, right? So all these different fragments of emotional damage, people are playing on that, right? Now, our goal over here is to build up the Discord first, right? Build enough people in the Discord to where as though the wave can be seen, right? So once we build up enough people in the Discord to where the wave can be seen, then we are going to wave positivity. We're going to push content creators out there that are smaller, that are more so focused on, positivity, so on and so forth. The same way they have duplicated their negative, we are going to do that with the power of positivity, right? So the goal is to build the Discord up big enough, right? And then build the wave up big enough, right? Support wave system big enough where when we take these field trips on Friday or something like that, our presence is felt, seen, noticed, and all of that, right? So we're going to create that level of wave on YouTube, right? Starting coming from the black tea sector, that's going to be the beauty of it because you're not going to expect this to come from the black tea sector or start in the black tea sector. It's not. The black tea sector is full of all negative, all fight, it's all bullshit. right? But it has trapped so many people in that negative that now I think it's time that we practice duality and put a little bit of positive back. You know what I mean? It's about time we put a little bit of positive back. All right. We have to put this positive back into the collective. It might bring a lot more negative, a lot more people gonna talk shit, or what they think they building over there, what they think they doing over there. You already tried that and it failed, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? We're gonna keep trying the shit and keep trying the shit until it succeed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So when we do the field trips, it's to bless people with support. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna be like the negative field trip where we go field trip to troll people, right? It's gonna be the field trip to bless people with to bless people with positive support, right? Reinforcements, right? Push them into the algorithm greatly, right? So if you're gonna be a part of this new Discord, yes, you'll still know about the mess. Yes, you'll still keep up with the bullcrap, but we are going to, help those small pages that need positive reinforcement, no matter whether they're a black page, white page, Chinese, it doesn't matter what page. Like we are, I'm saying, going to create a wave of positivity that creates another wave of positivity. And then once people see that people are into positive, then positive will become a seller. Okay. Supply and demand, right? Once we build a wave of positivity, people are going to look at that wave and be like, damn, that's a lot of people. A lot of people must be paying for that wave, right? And then it's going to create another wave where people are going to be like, okay, positivity is selling. Okay, let's buy into it. All we got to do is make it look like it's selling, with the people, with the amount of people. See, people brings attention, people brings attraction. So when people see it, they're going to be like, damn, why are they all over there? Why are they all in that Discord? Why he got so many people following him? What he got going on? Right. And then, you look at it 6 months down the line. Now we having gatherings in this state, that state. We really, what I'm saying, supporting each other, right? In the physical, things become greater for you in the physical, right? All because you attach yourself to a positive energy source. That's what this operation is about. It's about creating a positive energy source to attach people back to. Like all these negative networks that attach you to, negative energy, it leaves you draining when you walk away from the content. When you stop listening to them, it feels like it drains you. You got to take a nap, go to sleep, right? You need a replenishing place, right? So we got to put that positive back into this space to replenish people, you know? That's it. That's it. Let them focus on the money. Money is their God, right? We focus on putting people in good energy. And if it should happen to change the currency and people support it more, then that's great. But we're going to show people the operation of intent, right? A bunch of people putting good intentions out there will change this world, right? It will change it. More people will buy into it, but they have to see an example of it first. They have to see an example of it. It's like one of those things that people say easier said than done, right? People say easier said than done because people didn't see examples of it being done, you know? You know what I mean? So when you think about it, it's like we got to show that example first, and then people going to follow that example like, oh, okay, so that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just got to choose to give the focus to the you that you want to be, not the you that you was. Give all focus to the you that you want to be. If you want to be good, give focus to that you, right? A lot of people pull people back into negativity, pull people back into the drama, pull people back into the bullcrap. You know what I mean? People pull people back into it all the time. All the time you get pulled back into the bullcrap. You could be thinking that you on a positive trip, and then somebody come along and they pull you right back into the bullcrap. You're like, what the hell? How did I get back into this? I've been trying. It's because it's a focus thing. You got to focus on that. You know, it's like asking the world for patience and not ending up in a long line. If you ask for patience, you're gonna be put in a situation where you got to be patient. If you ask for courage, you're going to be put in a situation where you're going to have to be courageous. So, you know, if we asking for positivity, then we have to sit in this space of positivity and keep on creating the positivity. That don't mean we can't talk about the bullshit. All right. That do not mean we can't talk about the bullshit. We can still talk about the bullshit. Huh? We can still talk about the bullshit. You hear me? It does not mean we can't talk about the bullshit. Because we can't. We can and we will. You know? But we still got to put some knowledge back in there. You know, we still got to put some unity back in there. Right? So I put everybody to join the Discord. Yeah. Santos. You talking about Santos and Bree? Yeah, we might have to get a backdrop and discuss that one. That one's hitting the fan tough right now. What? I got y'all might be talking about something different. I gotta see what y'all talking about. Oh, I appreciate the cash app. Well, maybe appreciated. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, there's a lot of different energies that's there's a lot of things that's happening right now, I promise you. So that's why I say, great things is happening. It's like, which one are you going to be a part of? What timeline are you going to shift into? You know what I mean? If you're going to shift into a negative timeline, or you're going to shift into a positive timeline. That's what the lines are being drawn right now. Some people might shift into a negative timeline. Some people might shift into a positive timeline. But it's up to you what timeline you shift into. You know, completely up to you what timeline you shift into. Right? So right now you could be on your way But the process comes with a little bit of, realization. Might come with letting some people go, might come with moving out of your area. I don't know what process it might be for who, you know what I mean? But like there's things that's happening right now that you might have to, you know, move. You might have to stop dealing with certain people. You might, I don't know what it is that people attach themselves to that they might have to also separate themselves from at this particular time. You know what I mean? But we attached ourselves to these things, and now we have to deal with some of the things that we attached ourselves to, and or not. You know, you know, and or not. So these are some of the things that we have to deal with in the collective. In the collective, we got to deal with this now. So you might think like, oh, I got to deal with this by myself. No, no, no. This is collective energy. This dead energy is all around us. We got to clean it up. Now I ain't saying like, oh, who's responsible for cleaning it up. I'm not saying that. Like, you don't know if you're gonna have to be called to clean up some dead space energy. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You might have to be a part of some dead space energy. You know what I'm saying? And then you might come across that energy and then have to clean it up. You might have to clean up that dead space energy. But you don't know until you come across it. Like a lot of these energies that you're attaching yourself to online is dead space energy. It feeds the house of ego. You know what I mean? It feeds the house of ego with a lot. So sometimes it become hard to clean up that dead space energy when you feed an ego. Pride and ego is something hella, you know? And your pride and your ego, your pride, your ego, that's how it be. A lot of people fill those spaces. A lot of people fill up the spaces of pride and ego. You know? And that's the thing. You feed in the house of ego, you feed in the house of pride, and then you have to deal with that. And then the people that comes around, you see, they're egotistical, prideful, right? You know what I mean? That's the problem. That becomes the problem, right? That becomes the problem. When you're running across these people that's stuck in their ego, right? That's the problem. When you're running across the people that's stuck in their ego, that be like, come on, man, I can't deal with your ego and suppress mine at the same time. Like, you know, that's why you got to be careful of those soul fragments. Those fragments are so important, right? Attachments, soul fragments, when people attach themselves to your traumas, to your hardship, to the shit you've been through, right? This is, man, this becomes problematic because they can possibly do a whole destiny swap with you. You know what I mean? The cause and effect of some of this stuff, right? When they push their stuff on you so tough, right? And they keep you in that energy so tough, right? They can perform a destiny swap. Next thing you know, all types of bad shit happening for you, and good shit happening for them. And you sitting there like, I don't know what's going on. What's da, 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 da. Man, listen, somebody done got your ass. Somebody done got your ass. They got you trapped in their low vibrational energy as they manipulate the high vibrational energy, right? You know, they told us about these programs. They explained us these programs, right? This is why I say that the gaslighting comes in, right? This is something that you guys should be familiar with on YouTube, right? This gaslighting process, right? You guys are witnessing this. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. Listen.
Gaslighting is a form of psychological emotional abuse that controlling types of personalities use to which a victim is manipulated into doubting and discrediting their own memories, perceptions, experiences, and sanity. Sociopaths and narcissists frequently use gaslighting tactics on individuals or to control larger groups of people to their personal advantage. Gaslighting is a manipulative form of psychological abuse where a perpetrator makes a victim question their own reality, memories, and sanity to gain control over them. Common signs include denial of events that never happened, trivializing feelings, you're too sensitive, and blame shifting. It can cause severe confusion, anxiety, depression, and dependency on the abuser, due to misplaced trust and not registering that you are being intentionally
Now,
lied to.
tell me you y'all guys don't see that. You guys see that right now in real time with the situations that's going on in the black tea sector, right? In real life situations, you can see this gaslighting method. And the real people that use this method is sociopaths and narcissistic frequently. They frequently use gaslighting tactics, right? They frequently use this tactic, right? And you can see that taking place in real time, right? It's always the same routine. This is why I always say pay attention to the patterns. The patterns are not changing. The way the patterns don't change. This is what they do right here. Listen to the patterns.
Gaslighters use a systematic pattern of deception to break down a victim's trust in their own perception. It often involves countering, questioning the victim's memory of events, even when the victim is sure. Withholding/blocking, refusing to listen or pretending not to understand. Trivializing, making the victim's feelings or needs seem unimportant. Diverting/denial, changing the subject or denying that a conversation or action occurred. Stereotyping, using insults or casting the victim as crazy or
Tell me you don't see that happening. Tell me you don't see that happening. Huh? Tell me you don't see that happening. See, this is why our fight is always different than their fight, because we're going to provide you with the knowledge to show you exactly what's going on. We're going to provide you with the knowledge to show you what's going on in real time. In real time, we can take the situations that's happening and provide you the knowledge to see what's actually going on, right? Because this is commonly happening in mass media. V Love, what's going on with you? Appreciate you for stopping through. Namaste, Ashe, salutation, shalom, peace. So we can see this happening, especially in bigger groups, right? In bigger groups, this is how gaslighting would take place, right? And this is for media manipulation, right? Listen to what I'm saying. Media manipulation. So we're going to see it more, especially on these social media platforms where these content creators, right? We're going to see this bull crap more, right? So this is why I say we're a group that points it out, right? We know the games that they're playing. We know the bullshit, but we don't want people to get caught up with it, right? We know that for entertainment purposes, this is a way to build their page, build their whatever they building, right? This is why critical thinking is important, right? The what, the where's, the whens, and the whys, right? This is why we concentrate on details. This is why our memory of the chain of events is so accurate, because the manipulation comes with you second guessing yourself, second guessing your own memory, second guessing yourself. So you're like, oh man, they'll try to be like, are you sure it happened that way? Are you sure that this happened that way? Da 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 da. They're playing mind games with you, right? So you can second guess your own memory of your own truth, right? And this is where the manipulation comes in. And then it's the threatening to their agenda. Like, what? Just listen to this. Tell me if it's accurate or not. One's in the chat. Go.
Gaslighting is also used commonly in the mass media as a form of controlling the dissemination of information given to the public, such as intended for political control, or to control the perception of the public to be favorable in moving in the direction of supporting specific agendas. It is a mass psychological tool that spins half-truths and deceptions in order to manipulate information and factual data in ways that obfuscate the whole picture. Controllers and tyrants, whether they are personal family members or active in public affairs, want to remain in control, and their agenda is more important to them than anyone else's. Thus, they seek to suppress or remove any information they feel is threatening to their agenda, and stop it from being made public knowledge. These people are duplicitous, and they show different faces to different people, in order to get whatever they want, and usually they could care less about the cost that will have to other people. See media manipulation.
You hear that? Right? You hear that? Media manipulation. You see this taking place, right? You see this, right? Let's listen a little bit further, right? Let's listen a little bit further so you can get into details of why we're talking about this today, pertaining to the incidents that took place yesterday, right? And still taking place in real time, right? Just pay attention to listen to the lesson of today, right? Gaslighting and how it affects the psyche and why they do it in this media, right?
When people do not have the whole picture of events, and they are being deceived and manipulated with only limited access to the truth contained in circumstances, it obfuscates their ability to make informed, clear, and well thought out decisions. No person can be truly self-determining and make positive choices in their life direction if they are reliant on people that are lying and deceiving them with false information. This is a critical reason to discern liars and manipulators, and get them out from influencing our life decisions. Stop giving them access to our most intimate and vulnerable aspects. All people need to earn our trust by demonstrating trustworthiness. We can unconditionally love people that are deceivers and manipulators, even as some may be biological family members, but we need to become 100% clear that we never allow that person to exert any type of control over us, by setting strong boundaries. It does not matter who they are and what their position in life is, or that they have doctorates and titles, or they are blood relations. If they demonstrate these negative behaviors, if they become abusive when you reveal your true self to them, stay awake and alert, observe everything and be wary of them.
See that? You see that? So this is telling you these gaslighters, they exist. They are very skillful now, right? Because they've been in this longer than you. They've been doing this longer than you, right? So when it comes to situations that you find yourself in, like that Sean Davy Way situation, right? This has been a tool and a tactic that they used, right? This tool, this tactic, they use this online more than anything. They'll use this, right? Right now, you see this, right? And if you don't believe me, compare the text messages to this. Compare the text messages to this right here. And I'm going to let this play out because I want y'all to hear all of this that's about to play out. Just think about the text messages and then think about this.
Taking ownership. ownership of others.
Taking ownership of
Additionally, the
others.
characteristic feature of gaslighting is the same as the
I'm
controller
daddy.
archetypes. It is the
You
internal
belong to
belief
me
system of
now.
having ownership over another human being, or groups of human beings, and therefore the right to overrule the other person's perception of reality, for whatever the reasons. The controller has no concern for personal freedom, sovereignty, the right to personal expression, and the right to coexistence that intrinsically belongs to all people. When controller types do not get the reaction they want through intimidation and emotional extortion, they may graduate to sophisticated levels of gaslighting which may even appear to be coherent, but it is actually designed to weaken, attack, and hurt their victim. This takes forms of hitting below the belt and manipulating emotional buttons, which are forms of emotional blackmail to get what they want.
Or talking about your kitty cat.
Examples of ownership reveal themselves in every kind of relationship
Because he
dynamic.
talked about my kitty cat, I'm going to drop the charges. Think about it. Think about it. I need y'all to really think about it.
Dynamic. A mother who says the fact that she gave birth to her adult son gives her the right to tell him and gossip to others what a thoughtless jerk he is to her, whether it's true or not. A husband says that now that he has married his wife, she exists to service his needs and make him happy. A boyfriend that paid for something his girlfriend needed now says she owes him this favor of doing something she does not want to do, because of what he has given her to pay her bills. A guy on a first date with a girl tells her after dinner because he's paid for it, she's obligated to have sex with him. A employer tells his employee that he gave her the job, and if she wants to keep it, she better bring him coffee at 9 a.m. every day. In all of these examples, the prevailing personality defect in the controller group is the belief system that you have the right to assume or take ownership over other people, and that you can deny their right to have their own experiences, feelings, and perceptions of reality. When you deny people the freedom to express themselves authentically, you are denying them the right to be authentic, honest, and act as real people. In the gaslighting setup, the victim cannot be who they really are, without being severely punished by the controller/manipulator, who is threatened when the person is being truthful, honest, or has the desire to improve or explore themselves. This is the setup on the earth for socially engineering. Mass duplicity. We live in a society filled with gaslighting tactics that are used to strip every person of their true or authentic sense of identity, by taking away their personal freedom to be as they are. Instead, people are handed a long list of socially acceptable conditions filled with duplicity and deception that they have to comply with in order to be considered successful or happy people. This list is self-enforced by the people we know that believe in and support that program.
Now, I want you guys to think about everything that's taking place right now, right? Imposing a lifestyle or narrative upon people, right? How they use your own identity or a self measured identity against you, right? How they always debate your reality versus how they see your reality, right? Perception against perception, right? This is what happens when gaslighting is involved. These variations of manipulation is what's taking place when gaslighting is involved. And the narcissistic and
In the Western
sociopaths is
world, we are
what
told a
use
popular
this.
lifestyle narrative from our families, educational centers, and social structures that in order to be a happy and successful person, we must follow a specific 3D program. If we do not follow that program given to us as the narrative of control, this threatens the people reinforcing that program. If we determine our happiness is to listen to our own inner guidance, and we act upon it, people in the program will tell you that you cannot possibly be successful and happy. Instead, they may project upon you to be a social reject, or use terms that are used to degrade your self-esteem to make you doubt your decisions. The most important piece to pay attention to with gaslighting is to get clarity of your own feelings, experiences, and perceptions, and to never give power to any other person to interpret your experience or degrade what is meaningful to your heart. Gaslighters will tell you how to feel and when to feel, and that your heart-based feelings and direct experiences do not matter. Never listen to these damaged people, and take warning from any person that seeks to control what you feel or do not feel, as determined by your own circumstances.
Do you see that? This is one reason why we are unmanipulatable. Do you hear me? This is why we are unmanipulable. People might have say it's ODD. Oh no, that sounds like you suffer from ODD. Sound like you got a problem with authority. No, it sounds like I am outside of the manipulation of my own feelings and emotions. People want to find out what makes you tick so they can tick, right? People want to find out what makes you move so they can put you in motion. What bothers you? What do you like so they can take it away, right? It's like a kid. Like, oh, you like playing video games? Okay, next time you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to take your video game away, right? The same thing takes place with these adults. These adults do the same thing. They try to find out what you like or what you love and then try to take it away from you, right? And especially if they find out it's a person. Look how many married couples always get attention because they're a married couple. Because somebody see their marriage and then they want to try to take that marriage away because they see something that somebody else has got. See that it's somebody else's or belong. Everything is based on possession in this world now, right? It's all about possession now. Nobody's really free to be them. It's all about who you are possessed by. And that's why I say demons are real. That's why I say demons are real. Because it's based on possession. Think about it. Somebody comes in and they become possessors of you as a whole person. You become theirs or they become yours, whatever you want to call it. And then it's all about, you know, having that control over your feelings and emotions, right? The agenda is always to control the feelings and emotions. If you care about somebody enough, you'll shed a tear. If you love somebody enough, you'll go through this, you'll do that, you'll so on and so forth. So everybody's always trying to put you into a test to see how much you love them, care about them, or whatever the case may be. It's a constant test. And some people don't even know they're doing it. Some people don't even know they're doing it. It's like the 5 heartbeats when he say, every time I go out, I got to prove my love. Yep. Every time we go out, there's a chance that you're going to have to prove your love. A love for something. We don't even care if it's a pair of Jordans. You have to prove your love for these Jordans. Sit outside a line for 2 days to prove that you love these Jordans. Right? Like Blueface said, you know, if you love me, sit outside when everybody else go home. Do something, that stands out. You know, everybody's saying and doing the same thing. Prove that you love me. Do something that stands out. That's what they all want you to do. Prove that you love them. You know, who loves who the most? You know, it's weird. I think when you truly love somebody, you love them for whatever it is that they come with. If they come with some bullshit, then love them for that. But understand what it is that you're getting into. You know, understand what it is that you're getting into because this manipulation is taking place on a hell of a spectrum. You hear me? Listen to
All of
this.
us must be strong enough to trust ourselves in our own experiences.
Strong enough to
share
trust
these
yourself.
experiences with the small, intimate group of people that allow you to have authentic feelings, expressing emotions, having experiences that are uniquely your own. Be strong and clear in yourself. You do not need to defend or excuse your feelings or perceptions of reality to any other person. when your actions are not harming anyone. We all must defend our personal right to explore our true and authentic selves, expressing and exploring our emotions and perceptions, asking the hard and difficult questions, to reach the truth inside ourselves. Protect the truth inside you, and you will become the protector of the truth inside everyone else. Your reality, your feelings, your perceptions, are not up for debate. A open and honest dialogue with the purpose of mutuality should not make you feel afraid, ashamed, or confused. From now on, let's not punish each other for doing the things that we all require as human beings to become healthy, centered, and happy. Let's not give our power to feed damaged people that are controllers, manipulators, and gaslighters. There is enough love and happiness for us all. LR 2. We suggest you
I
watch
couldn't
the
have said it
classic
better
movie
than that.
Gaslight, which is as riveting today as it was in 1944.
I couldn't have said it no better than that. I can't end on a better note than that right there. You know, it can't end on a better note than that right there. Just let's not give in to these manipulatippers, these gaslighters, right? It's not saying that we can't talk about them. We can still talk about them, you know. That's why you got to get over to the Discord. Get over to the Discord where we could talk about them and not have no scrutiny and not give power to it. You know what I'm saying? Get over to the Discord. You know what I mean? Come over to the Discord where we gonna watch and talk about this stuff without them knowing that we watching and talking about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's where we gonna be at in the Discord. When they doing their bullshit later on, we gonna be in the Discord. Huh? We're gonna be over in the Discord watching the bullshit unfold. You know, make sure you get to the Discord. If you ain't clicked the link already, then make sure you do click the link. Get to the Discord. Yeah. All right. We got some great things happening, some great things coming. We're gonna start a support wave, start supporting, smaller content creators, so on and so forth. All right. So we're gonna support that. And we'll watch their mess. We'll watch their mess from a distance. If you hear me, you got to go into like the voice channel room on Discord. Like if you go into Discord, right, you have to go into like a voice channel. Like it says YouTube Lounge. It has the speakers by it, right? That's a voice channel. Like TikTok Lounge, that's a voice channel. Those are places that you can go to talk. So when you click on that where it says YouTube Lounge, it'll put you in a voice channel. And we can have like up to 100 people in that voice channel. So yeah, when you click on that, it'll put you in a voice channel. I think Amy's in there now, or they just left out. But yeah, it'll put you in that voice channel, and you can go in there. And then you got to turn your mic on or your mic off. If you're on the phone, you might see it at the bottom of your screen, like a mic and a headset piece. Or you might see the headset piece at the top of your phone or whatever. But when you go in that voice channel, you got to make sure your mic is on. Make sure that your headset is on. It'll ask, like, when you go in there, just ask your phone if you want to allow it to have access to your mic or whatever. All of that good stuff. Yeah. They just go in there like that. But in the meantime, in between time, man, let love guide you. Let love lead the way. If nobody told you that they love you today, let me be the first but not the last to tell you that I love you. And keep the vibes high. Don't get attached to this negativity. And remember, one's image of oneself should be great.
10 toes down, tenfold, no swap. Okay. I said what I said, better.
We gotta run and do some things, but we'll be back live again in maybe in a couple hours, maybe in a couple minutes. maybe 10 minutes, 30 minutes. We just gonna go live. We're gonna keep going live. Keep trying to get people over to the Discord. So we're gonna keep going live all day today. Alright? Love is love, man. Love and light to everybody.
Lines measured, demented, centered, and cemented, sentence relentless. Entered the session, bent it and blended, mended the metric, rendered it endless. No backspin tactics, no cap and captions. Fact check traction, exact with action. Stack that passion. Black belt rapping, snap track cracking. This impact lasting. I said what I said, better clock it. Headstone heavy on the topic. No edit, no debit, deposit. Clock it. 10 toes down, 10-fold, no swap it. Clock it. I said what I said, better clock it. Barcode stamped on the docket. Clock it. Raw tone set in the socket. Clock it. When I lock in, whole room gon' clock it. Prime time and climb by climbing. Mind wide eye, design divine in it. Line by line, I line my rhyming. Spine stays solid, no sign of sliding. Crime